Hey guys, today I'm going to go through a quick tutorial on how to build an app. It's going to be quick because I'm not really going to build it. I'm going to show you all the steps involved and all the things that need to be done in order for the app to be published. I'm not designing any images. I'm not putting any images together. I'm going to use an existing app. I'm going to take you step by step through all the procedures that need to be done in order to complete the app. Okay, so when you come to your dashboard, the first thing you look at over here will be your dashboard, a listing of all your apps. You may not have any in your account, so you would start with nothing here. But first thing you would do is click the Add New button. When this window pops up, you select the user type of the type of apps it's going to be. So either usually going to be a single user license, which is like to one kind of business owner. You can have obviously resellers use that as a package, or a container app or a group app. Okay, you put in the app outlet name, the app name. And then the username. The username is for your clients. That's going to give them access to the back office, and that's the username that they're going to use, and this is their password. You can use a system-generated password, or you can put your own custom password. Obviously, the outlet address, phone number, those are all self-explanatory. The email, this is key. Email address one here and one here. This needs to be a unique email address, and this is the email address of the owner of the app. Okay, so they will have administrative access to a lot of the features, any of the features that require it, as well as this is where the welcome letter is going to be going to for your apps. Okay, the license create date and the expiry date. So if you're creating an app today, you use today's date, and then the expiry date. Again, this is important because whatever date you choose here, if this date comes and goes and you don't extend it, your customer will no longer have access to their app's back office. Okay, so you got to make sure this is well in advance. If they've paid for a year or if they're paying you monthly, you can monitor this, and this reflects on your dashboard too. When you log in, it will tell you who's coming up for renewal in the next 30 days. Once that's all entered, hit the active box and then submit, and what will happen is your app will pop up at the top of the list here. So the first step would be to go over here and click the Create App button. This brings you to the next screen, which is coming up. So this is the design section. Okay, we've got three tabs over here: colors, images, and background. So the first thing is the color scheme. You can play with the color scheme here. You can see the reflects in the back on the little phone there. All the color schemes are all done here, and anything you change, you'll see in real time or wherever it's going to be reflected on the demo over here. Make sure after you've picked all your colors to hit the update button. Okay. If you don't hit the update button, obviously it won't save. Okay, the next tab over here is the images and background. The sizes are all mentioned here for the size images you need. This is the sign up screen image, so when you're logging into the app, you'll be asked for the password and email. You can put a custom background image here. The logo image for the logo is there's a bar at the top of our apps with the menu, hamburger menu. It's a little narrow bar. You can actually put a logo in there. Again, the image sizing is mentioned here, and this one is the PH11.5. Okay, once you've done that, you would come over to the build section, and here's where you pick the features you want to have included in this app. So you scroll down. Everything comes when you start a new app. Everything is turned on by default. So all you're doing is basically turning things on or off. Hit the settings icon and turn it on or off if you want. Okay. Obviously, if this is a shoe store, you're not going to need food ordering, you're not going to need restaurant telephone, those features, so you can turn those things off, and you just basically pick what you want to have included in the app. You can also rearrange the order of these things by just picking it up and moving it where you want. The next thing is the design dashboard. I'm going to come back to this because this is actually not this is where your home screen images will be, but it's not here right now. And then you're also able to design your menus. So we've got three layouts of your menus you can choose from. These two layouts have your menu header images right here. So this one's more rectangular and this is more square. You can have logos, but those images right here when you select those two layouts. You're also able to change the background color, the box color, text color, as well as the hamburger menu. If you want to make it a custom menu, you're able to do that as well by just clicking that and uploading your own personal custom logo there. And again, the images are all mentioned here. There's also a gallery of stuff here that you can pick from if you want. That's up to you. And then all of the items in your menu, again, you're able to put custom images in front of those items. You can pick from the gallery we have here or upload your own. Once all of that is done, we now go over to the advanced settings, and this is where you can turn things on or off. For example, the login screen. So the advanced settings, your login. So these are all the things that you can control here. First one is login, so you're able to disable the login if you wish to. I don't recommend it because by having logins enabled, you're able to collect customer information, right? Whether it's their email or more information, name, first name, last name, phone number, birthday. You can collect as much information as you want. So I would recommend leaving that on, but you are able to disable it if you'd like. The sign up screen, you've got two options here. Use a login screen or the sign up screen. What that means is the login screen is basically the login screen where you only enter an email and a password, and that creates the account for you. So the only information you're going to be collecting from your customer would be their email address. This will be used in higher volume places where people don't want to sit there for 3, 4, 5 minutes entering their life story in an app. You can I would recommend using this. It's quicker and faster. The purpose is to get these apps on your customers' phones. The more questions you ask, the longer it takes, and the more pushback you may get. Alternatively, if you don't want to go that route, you can use the sign-up screen, and then you'll be able to configure the next screen that you can ask for as much information as you like: first name, last name, phone number, address, birthday, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is where you choose those two things. We have mobile verification, where you're able to verify a phone number. So after, let's say you're using the login screen, they enter their email and password. The next screen that will pop up will be a screen asking for their phone number. They enter their phone number, and the system will send a code where they would enter a code to verify that it's an actual correct phone number. Okay, so that's for. So there's the next item here is referral screen. You're able to enable or disable that. So this is where the referral code is entered when people are sharing the app. And you're able to incentivize your customers for sharing it and reward them for sharing your content or your app. If you enable that, the next screen that pops up after the mobile verification, if that's turned on, will be the refer screen, where you'll be able to where the app is going to be asking you for the referral code of who referred you. Again, that can be enabled or disabled. The distance in units of measure here, kilometers or miles, depending on where you are in the world. You're able to select between a normal point system or a dollar-based point system. The grouping feature, you're able to enable that or disable that. Grouping essentially means you're able to group your features of the app into different groups. So for example, the easiest way to explain that will be if you have like basic or premium groups. The basic group could have access to only like 10 of the features of the app, and the premium group could have 15 or 20 features of the app. Additionally, some of the rewards things like the scratch card, you can set up scratch cards just for VIP or premium members, where only they would have access to it. So that's what that does. Frequency counter, you're able to enable or disable that here. Frequency counter basically checks your customer's location when they enter the zone of your business. So you're able to set up a radius around your business and say 10 meters, 100 meters, a mile, whatever you want. And when people enter that area, the system will track how long they're in the area for, when they come in, when they leave, tell you, your customers are in for 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, an hour, that kind of stuff. Profile image, in the profile, you're able to add an image, either a circle or a rectangle. And the final one, this is screen routing. So what screen routing means is basically when the app is launched, you're able to route your customers to a specific screen or a specific feature. And you're able to pick right from here. These are all the features in the app. You're able to say, okay, I want the customers to go right to the coupons as soon as they open the app, or I want them to go right to their profile, and again, incentivize them to complete their profile, or whatever the feature you want them to go to. You can select one. You can add a skip button and a title for that as well. And then you're able to say, route this only on the first launch. So the first time that someone downloads the app and enters their information, you can route it the first time. For example, your profile screen. So you want them to complete their profile, you would go on the first route. If this is unchecked, it will go every time the app is open. So every time someone opens the app, it will go to that specific screen. Whatever screen you picked here. If this is unchecked, it will go every single time to that screen. Okay, once you've added all this stuff, you hit the update button, and that will be taken care of. The next step in the process is publishing. We've got two things that you got to take care of here: the Play Store and the App Store. So the Play Store, you come in here and you add your splash screen images, your app icons, the package name. So let's say it's Joe's Pizza, you can put that here. Flurry key, you can disregard that. We're not using this anymore. So it is there. You just add any kind of text here. The app icon name, server key, and the JSON file. There's a separate video on how to do this stuff. You can look up. We'll show you how to get a server key and JSON file. And once these things are all added, we hit the update button. Okay. Once you do that, this will expand and you'll be able to generate the source code. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Right after I go through the Apple information. So when you click on the Apple tab, again, there's the icon name, the sizing is all right here. You need to provide us Apple developer account details. So whatever the app's name is, you need their developer account details, their ID and password. And then you've got whatever category you're going to be in, price that the app's going to be, secondary category, the language, keywords of the app. So if people are searching, if it's Joe's Pizza, obviously you don't put Joe's Pizza or Best Pizza, stuff like that. The support URL, copyright URL, privacy URL, the marketing URL, all those things are required by Apple. And then the app description. This is the description is going to be placed in the App Store. So remember, every time if you want to change any of this stuff, it requires a new submission. So make sure you do it right the first time. And then lastly, the splash screen. And the image sizing is all right here. Upload all that stuff. And once you upload all this stuff, you hit the submit button, then we get notified that this app is ready to be published, and we will publish it for you. So be careful here. Don't hit this button unless everything is done. Okay? Please make sure that everything is done. We're not getting false submission requests when things are incomplete. Okay, so that's all of the stuff on the building of the app. Once all this stuff is done, you would come out back to your app here and log in. Okay, so let's click the login button. The first thing that you got to do is go to the settings. I'll get to all this stuff in a minute. Go to the settings. So go to the home screen and you will add a home screen image. So let's back out. I'm going to go to one that already has an image here. We'll back out back to the apps here. So this was something that wasn't ready, but you see when all of the stuff is added in the back office, when you complete this section, this button will turn green, solid green. Okay, and you're able to click this and generate the source code. It takes usually 3 or 4 minutes to do that. Once that's done, this button will pop up, and you'll be able to download the APK file right away and go and upload it to your Google account. Okay, when the app is incomplete, you won't be able to generate the source code. So that's what that looks like. Okay, let's go over here. You log in. So again, first thing you're going to is the settings area and the home screen. Okay, this is where you upload your home screen image. Again, you can make this in Photoshop or whatever. You know that we don't use templates or layouts. You have the utmost flexibility when you're creating an app. Once the image is uploaded, you would hit the app. First thing you do is hit the Add New button. When you do that, the screen will pop up and give the image a title. Select the file from your computer, and we also have a library of images here that you can go through, but these are a little bit on the older side. This information here is for a video. If you're using a video screen, you're able to put text on the video. You can change the color of that text, and you can put that text, the title, and then you can put text on top of the video. And this tells the system where you want the text: top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, or the center. Again, this stuff is only for videos. Okay. Once you've added either the image or the video, you now assign a function to it. So you can actually add an image, say a scratch card image, and say go right to your scratch card. So whenever that is touched, it will go right to your scratch card. Now, more frequently, everyone is using multifunction, and when you click that and upload the image, you will come back to the area and it will look like this. Okay, so the screen, so that your image is uploaded now, and all of your functionality can be on this one single image. Once that image is loaded into our system, you hit this button, and now you're able to click on an area of the image and make a little yellow placeholder or a hot map right here, and put wherever you want, and then now you can assign functionality. Okay, so whatever function you want, I want this to be the appointment booking. Hit the save button, and now anyone that touches this area on the app screen will go to the appointment booking. So you set everything up. Make sure you title the screen because that's where the titles are. Okay, so when they click on the appointment booking, it opens up. If you don't change the number, the word here, it's going to say 7207. So I will put appointment booking or booking or whatever you want. So it relates to that feature. Okay, so again, just go down, finish adding all of the images, all of the hot maps on on the main image, all of your functionality, map that all out, and hit submit. Now the app is essentially built. Technically, you could submit the app at this stage. I don't recommend that. There's a few things that we need to go over. I apologize for that. Once all of that is done, we now come over to the customer section. So none of this needs to be done right now. Tags, these are different features that you can look at, search for videos on this stuff later, but I would add certain things like images in the gallery. If you've got a gallery, I'll put some images in there just because Apple doesn't like, obviously incomplete apps, and they may reject them. Small technicality, so put some images in there. If you've got websites, for example, their Facebook accounts, there's any social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever they've got, you can add all of that stuff in here. The campaigns. Now, when you're starting a new app, the campaigns come pre-populated with some dummy information. Okay? So things like welcome to the company name, welcome to the company name mobile app. This stuff needs to be changed, otherwise it's going to go out like this. Okay, you can either deactivate it or change it. Okay, so you can put any of that information by hitting the edit button. Okay, so this is welcome to the company name. You just edit this to fit your own customer. So in this case, it's invented Minds Kids Academy. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. This is an automatic push notification. So that's what Autopilot is. There's two types: sign up or reminder. So obviously you can only have one sign up push notification. This goes out to people when they sign up. Okay, and then whatever you updated the text in here, hit submit, and you're done. Okay, again, all of these things come populated with some dummy text in here. Just come in here and make sure you change this to match what your customers are. Your customers' messaging. Okay? Automatic emails, same thing. System comes with dummy text in it. There's got some dummy images from a different app. Here's what that looks like. Again, you can take this stuff, you can add different images, so obviously brand this more to the app that you're selling. Delete this, and then you can change all of this text. This is the title of the email that's going out. Welcome to our rewards program, who it's coming from, and the email that it's coming from. So you put all that stuff in there. You've got some placeholders you can use to put inside of the email as well. So I would just make sure that all this stuff is customized to your customer's app. Okay. The other thing you can do with this is select a coupon to send. So you can automate a coupon and send it with the email. This is going out to everyone. This specific one will be going out to everybody that is signing up for the app. So as soon as you download the app, they put their email address in, they will get a welcome email. And then you've got different emails here, different triggers. You've got birthday, or close to max rewards. You need to set all of these up. The ones that say not set are blank. Okay, the ones that are set active have some text in there. So you would need to come in here and change all this stuff to match the app of the person that bought it. Okay. There's 2 pages here. There's 11 entries. Make sure you change all of them, update all of them. Geofencing notifications. This is not set up. It doesn't need to be set up here. SMS. None of this stuff needs to be set up. Push notifications. Nothing. This doesn't need to be set up to publish the app. This doesn't need to be set up to publish the app. These are all features, and you'll find different videos on these features, so you don't need any of this stuff to be set up to publish the app. Let's see what else we've got. Obviously, if you've got a salon or a company that's using any of these appointment booking features or shopping carts, you want to put some things in here. So make sure that you're adding other services. Again, you'll be able to find different videos on how to set all these things up. You will find different videos, different services, all of these. Forms, information tabs. Again, these are content. This is stuff that you don't need to do, but you can. The reward system. The apps are heavily based on rewards, so remember that. They come with certain things that are already set up. For example, the tiered rewards here, you've got, this is the transaction-based rewards. You've got 3 levels that you start with on each app, bronze, silver, and gold, and these are spend amounts. So $0 to $1,000 in spend will earn 4%, 1,001 to 499 is 5%. You can change all this stuff. You can change the name. Every field here is managed. Okay. The referral rewards is blank. You can come in here and put a value in here. So this is the amount of rewards you're giving to your clients for referring you business. And how this works again is just a refresher. Let's say I have the number of 5 in there. Anyone that shares the app with any of their friends and helps business by referring them customers will get $5 in this example. It how this works is it's not that just by referring to, let's say I have 100 people in my contact list and I refer all of them, I'm not getting $500. When those people actually come in to the business and make a purchase, that's when the referral reward kicks in. So the business owner is protected. He's able to incentivize his good customers for referring him business, and he's able to generate new business. So this is a feature that really helps the business go viral. Scratch card, again, it's something that you can set up. This comes with some one that's already started. This is what it looks like. Again, dummy text and all that kind of stuff is needing to be updated if you're going to use this. You can either update it, edit it, or delete it and start from scratch. Up to you. We've got different prices here already done. You can kind of see what the scratch looks like. Again, a feature that you can go and get more information on to set up in a different video. And that's it. So wait, one more section here. The login section, this is where you would configure if you're going to be using the register or sign up part in the for the app, where you're going to ask for more than just the email address. This is where you configure that. So in the settings area, the login settings, the sign up settings, right here you can configure all the color schemes as well. And this is what is asked for in the app right now. You can ask for different fields, first name, last name, gender. All these things can be asked for people when they sign up. You can add custom fields here, so if you want their shoe size or their blood type or whatever you want, check that box and just name that field. Okay, and then over here, you're telling the system what position you want these in on the screen when they're filling it out. So obviously you will want like first name, last name, first, second, third. Just put the numbers in there. The text here, so the register button will be, you can call it register, sign up, whatever you want. That's all editable, it's all manageable. And the cancel button is, again, you can call it cancel or skip or whatever you want. Okay, so that's all done there. There's another thing here that we need to go look at is the configure section. Once you build the app on the other side, back in your main dashboard, this will already be there. But there's other things here that you can configure. So this will already be pre-populated because you've already added this on the other side of when you're building the app. But you've got a background image for registration screen here. The sizing is mentioned here. Okay, that can be added here. This is the background image for the iPad or tablet. This will probably be needed to be a higher resolution image. This is just basically pulling the one that was done for the mobile device, but you can add a better, higher quality image here for the iPads. Okay, you can remove the background images if you'd like. Background image for the mobile phone verification, where the system texts you a message or a code for your phone to verify your phone number. That can be out here. There's these, again, the sizes are there. The referral code screen, you can put a custom image there. And the profile header, so the profile section in the app, you can put a header image there, so the size is up here. Once you got all that, you can hit submit, and that would end. Nope, there's one more thing here. So call us. This will call us will be where you put the phone numbers of the business. Once we've looked at search management, okay, the manager folder settings tab inside the app. So you've got an about us, and in terms and conditions, you can put your about anything you'd like in here. This comes with this dummy text in here, so make sure you update this to reflect what's going on with your customers. The referral message, when you refer a friend, can be customized, so make sure you've got the placeholders right here, referral code placeholder, make sure you have that, because if you don't have that message, people won't have a referral code to enter when they're referred. This placeholder also pulls the app store links of the app, and this only works when the app is live, so if you're doing a test or a demo, this will not work obviously because the app store links are not live. Okay, again, you can customize the message to fit your business. Store locator, make sure you add at least one location. If you add just by entering their address, it will automatically populate on the screen here. And this is where the range you set up for the employees when they clock in. So for that, as well as the frequency counter. So right here is where you're setting that up. Okay, so let's say let me put an address in here. I'm going to put tower. That should populate automatically. Perfect. So I can put, there it is. I can put a range of 10 meters. Let's make it 100 meters. Okay. So now, when people come into within 100 meters of the CN tower, that's when the employees will be able to clock in, as well as my customers, when they come in for 100 meters of the business, that's where the frequency counter will kick in. Okay, so make sure you fill that in. And obviously you've got your location name, the phone number, numbers, email ID. And this enables customers to get one-touch calling and one-touch email right from the location screen again. You can go with description there as well as a header image. Again, the sizing is here and the format as well. You can display this also in the menu if you'd like, and hit active and save, and the location will pop up right here. So when you add the range here, you can see the geofence comes up here after you've saved it. Okay, so you can make this bigger or smaller, up to you. And essentially, that will be it. If you've got an event calendar, you can add things to your events, marketing materials. You should, let's go back. So when you're setting this up for your customers, go back to your account. Right now, this will be empty. So all this stuff is empty. You're able to go back here and go to your marketing materials and generate counter signs or posters for your customers to place on their calendars to promote the app, as well as QR codes. These things you should do for the app, so obviously your customers, you want to promote it, you want to be successful with it. So let's look first at the QR code generator. Basically, you hit the add button, okay, and then it'll bring you up to this screen. You enter the name of the app, and then you select the app that you're sharing it with. So it's going to go right into that business's back office. You put the default URLs for the apps. So when the app is live, you find the app URL, paste it in here. This is actually the created QR code for the Denim Industries Instagram account. So you can use QR code obviously to make different things as well, not just the QR codes for the apps. But anyway, so you paste the Apple Store link here, the Google Store link here, and this is a single QR code. Once it's generated, it's scanned once. When you scan with an Apple device, it'll take you to the Apple Store. You scan with a Google device, it takes you to the Google Play Store. Okay, so and then obviously you can change the colors. You can see here, you can select whatever color you want when you're making the app. Sorry, I can't do it. It's already been made. I can do it after. Right here, where you select the color. Okay. The next step is the posters. So we have the ability to generate posters. So here are some apps. Let me pick one that is live. Let's select this one. Okay, and then you've got two templates you can work with. Let's select this one and I hit submit. And now I have this template, so I can change the home screen here by uploading a new image. If I want to put a new image here, I can unselect, check the icon, pull the icon off. I can change the background color. Well, let's say I want to make it that. It'll change. And then I can, unselect the QR codes here as well. Okay. So obviously you can manage the text right here as well. This is all manageable. And you can save it. There's three sizes here. Okay. This is full page, and you can save this table tent as well as table card. And then once you save this will now become available in your customer's back office in their marketing materials. Okay. So they will start some material that they will be able to promote their app. Okay. And that is it. Thanks for watching. It was a little bit drawn out, but those are all the steps you need to take in order to complete an app for submission.